Hello and welcome to Heroes of History with another beta update. I hope all you fans are ready to see what is new. There is quite a few things. First of all, let's go in here and find the equipment. It has a new place, as you can see, and it takes a little to load the few things that's here, but what's new here is the cell bottom, and apparently there's a max on how many items you can hold at one time, but that's not really a concern of mine, because I just want to get rid of all the items that I don't like, or rather that I don't want to use. And all those 3 stars, well, they are obsolete in my head. As you can see down here, I can see I have selected 12 items. I can't see how much I'm selling for, but I called it a bug and I have reported it, so hopefully that will be changed in the future. So let's just sell them. They give 30 a piece for a 3-star equipment. As you can see here, also another thing I noticed, if I'm looking for level 2 to 4 equipment, there's nothing. Well, there shouldn't be, I haven't left anything there. Level 5 to 8, here are some level 8 items that's not attached to a hero already, let's mind that. And 9 to 12, well, as I only have 4-star equipment, I can't get them to level 9, so obviously there's nothing here. But if I want to only look at level 1 equipment, I get everything. I'm not sure that's supposed to be like this, but anyway, I can now sell my excess items. I can even, well, change what parts I'm looking for. This is everything, of course, so there's a nice selection present here. You can select the equipments here, or supposedly you can, but there's nothing here to choose. So there's also a bug here. Let's see if, well, we can put them on attributes here and see what we want to see here. There's something there at least. We can click at the sub attributes if I don't want anything with attack and defense. Well, I can take here and I can see what has a full match. Well, there's nothing right now. There's partial matches. I can combine it with other stuff too. And you can see here is a few items that has attack and hit points, and they're both level 1. And honestly, I don't really like this set amount. Well, I saw these 2, and let's see if I can find somewhere I can show you why. As you can see here, you gain a set amount of defense here, 10 here and 12 here. So let's find somewhere in between with defensive percentage, which we get here. So in comparison, this 2.1% is roughly 11 defense. So maybe 2% equals 10 defense. But how far do it really need to go before you have 10 defense? So let's just jump out here and find us an ordinary hero. And to do that, I'm going down to the level 40s here. And as you see, 700 defense, 2%. So from 750, that's 15 defense. Even here at the 2 stars, it's more worth. But needed to be down around 500 to be more worth having a defensive item on me with defensive set value. It's I find it rather low and inadequate to actually use them. And I must honestly say, when I have looked around, I can see this is some of the closest you get to with it being worthwhile. And when you're that far from it being worthwhile, well, they become an unneedy asset here. And is it really that bad, you could say? Well, let's look at how much they recommend your heroes to be on at stage 1. That's level 30, that's a little less, but already at level 40, even if they're worthwhile at level 30, where you can beat the first few battles, they're already outdated when you reach level 40 of your heroes. I would say roughly, they should be up here at level 60 or level 80 before it becomes an issue. And even then, I can only imagine having a 5-star item having a set amount of defense that I can't use for anything, because it would be much more worse for me if I can have a set with the defensive percentage, attack percentage, and perhaps health percentage than any of them being at the set amount. And so honestly, I don't see why that should be anything that is desirable. So the recommendation it is right now, I would say go for the percentages anytime. Now, to have a new look at what else is new here, there's an item up here, or an image, if you like, that shows which heroes are good in each lane. And you can see fire. Well, I put the Minas in there. Well, he works pretty good with Kin because he can keep the gate heal. This is the one I'm getting pushed the most and the closest to losing. You could say it's because of the level 80 heroes over here. I'm not sure that's really the reason. But you can also see which one get the concussions. But the next level, it requires level 70 heroes. So a 3-star and a, well, 2-star is out of the picture, meaning I'm looking at these heroes up here and I only have 2 to choose from. And basically what I see down here, there's only 3 stars, so they will ever actually help me out. I could use Mulan, but her duty in my YouTube videos isn't over yet, where I present the heroes. But she'll get there and she'll get here in the right lane. But I'm still looking for the shock effect of someone that I hold from 4 stars, and well, they're not here. And these here cannot be used on the battlefield. Those are not in the well, it's a single strike unit, and we can only use area damages and I think it was something else. I can't remember what they're called. But this is generally what's new, that you can sell items and you can easier find your way around. Well, manipulators was the other word, and area taggers. So let's move on to what is really new, because we have a new allied culture. Let's look here. Oh, I have updated this one, and as you can see, it's the Mayans which has landed here. I have another mission completed, and already that has given us another mission completed. And oh, I've reset ritual daggers. Well, I did that. That's true. Which is ironic that Ritual Daggers is landing right where it did, because, well, if we go down here on the research tree, as you can see, there's a lot of awesomeness here that you can, well, see if you can get through within the 5 days span. But the Ritual Daggers is right here. Here is where I unlock the Ritual Carver, but the present mission that your army is starting with, well, it requires this upgrade. So to me, those two has been switched for some reason. I'm not sure why. Either that, or what has been switched is the tasks you are being given. So there is a few bugs you can find around here. If you have this one, the Magma Temple, it's a premium temple. If you by accident click the upgrade button, it automatically updates without ever asking you if you want to spend your gems. It has also been reported, and by several players. This is the city hall, and around here we have several buildings: Obsidian Quarry, Jade Quarry, and they produce here the Mass Sculpture and the Chronicler for items that needs in here. As you can see, I miss a few of these heads here. And later I'll probably need those this Ritual Carver and his knives. I haven't enough workers for that. That's the second type of workers here. But what is interesting is you can't really see where there's more culture, because this, well, it can't be moved. I could pull the move button, but it won't move this. I can move the buildings I have placed myself, but not those giving us culture. And as you can see, it's not really easy to spot where they are, but I've just been taking some time, so I know there's one in here that I need to go over and as well over here. So there's at least 2 more free culture wells. What are they calling them? They call them crystal springs, and I've unlocked 2 so far. So there's a lot to go to still. In the event ranking, well, it looks like itself, and the rewards, well, pretty much the same. The number that really has changed is mainly these expansions, and but it ends here at level 24 as always. When there's a hell of a lot of expansions here. 13 is like the Vikings all over again. But other than that, I don't think there's too much changes to how much it yields. It's a 300,000 food at level 34 if you ever get there, and that's a 5. What are they called? Not that one. There's 5 of these keys, antimatter, and the Mayan portal here. You can see the new heroes. You can hear the Packle the Great, and he has some Stone Guard Blessing. That's giving a protective shield. So a bit like another hero, a 4-star that's giving a protective spell. Additionally, he bolsters their defense by increasing the defense by something. So he gives them a shield and adds to their defense. So, well, that's like Louis XIV, if I remember correct. Then there's Lady Six Sky, a 5-star, and she can taunt, summons a mystical totem in the center of the battlefield, compelling all enemies to focus their attack on it. So she might taunt, but she taunts with a totem, not herself, and it holds a lot of her base damage as health and 100% of her attack and defense, so he can actually fight back. I suppose, upon destruction, the totem releases a burst of spiritual energy, inflicting 100% damage to nearby foes, so that's where the area strike comes in. So it sounds pretty wild. I hope I can get her, because that I would like to see in combat, but I'm unfortunately rarely lucky in these matters. I can admit I don't have any 5-star Vikings heroes yet. Even though I've been here since they were, well, handed out here on the beta. So, I'm not having high hopes. There's also Montezuma the First here. He can summon, debuff, and control. He conjures thorns, vines, and ensnare the furthest enemy, dragging them into a melee range and dealing a lot of damage upon impact. So, a single strike hero. All allied units instantly switch focus to this captured foe. Well, there might be a dead foe, so... But if it doesn't, well, there is no escape there. That's like a kill switch. It's like Leif Erikson, the 4-star from the Vikings. Just more crew. So that sounds pretty crazy too. Well, I'll draft the first 10 antimatter here when I reach that, and just seeing if I can get any of them for a relatively easy and fair price. I think that's all, more or less everything there is right now to say about this. I heard someone mention don't go releasing 2 of these at once, because then you won't have room for the first production that is required. But the expansion that's already there, then you need to sell something, and well, it's getting horrible. Only find one of those in the jungle with the first 4 expansions you have there. Just a tip of advice. Well, having a complete guide as well as on what is best to do, well, I can't say that, but right now I have 3 mines running, because 2 actually can't make this one keep up, as he is, as you can see here, per hour is needs 2,150, and one of those lying best here, this would be this one, is right now giving 611.50 here. So that'll be 2,300 compared to he. Well, that's right around what he needs, if I can get them up that far. And well, I have actually upgraded this premium temple twice. That is why if I go down to this one, has only an ordinary temple, you'll see he only, well, yields 850. So if you don't want to spend gems for testing like here in beta, well, you'll need 3 to keep those running all the time. I think that is it for now. Let me just check. Well, yes, this is what I can tell you about the Mayans for now, and what changes there has been to the equipment feature. And these are the main changes that has been with this update. I'm not sure when either of them is getting out live, so until next time, have a good night.